Hello there, you're watching our television. This is State of Business. I am Pumutha Katugampala. We have our top stories. Government plans to boost tax revenue. Cabinet spokesperson says. Government facilitates dispute resolution centre at Colombo Port City. Special statement reveals. Welcome back, you're with State of Business. Now let's have a detailed look at today's stories. Now, the government is planning to boost tax revenue by 1.2% of gross domestic product by removing most of the value-added tax exemptions and abolishing the simplified value-added tax methodology. Cabinet spokesperson and Minister Bandulu Gunawardene said this at the post-cabinet press conference yesterday. The simplified value-added tax methodology will be discontinued with effect from 1st January 2024. He said several items currently exempted from the VAT will be eliminated to boost revenue, but health, education, agriculture and items affecting low-income families to secure fundamentals will not be excluded. The minister said creating a comprehensive mechanism to pay VAT and bringing those absconding the payments to the tax net are key objectives of revising the law. According to the International Monetary Fund's extended funding facility, 2 significant changes to the VAT should be implemented. Under that, the government should eliminate the majority of exemptions and revise the VAT scheme and discontinue the SWAT approach. The proposal to instruct the legal draftsman to prepare a draft bill for the purpose was submitted by the President in his capacity as the Finance, Economic Stabilization and National Policies Minister. VAT revenue in 2022 was 463 billion rupees or 1.9% of GDP, up by 50% from 308 billion rupees in the previous year. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court of Sri Lanka has found that several clauses of the proposed anti-corruption bill are inconsistent with the Constitution. Speaker Mahinda Abeyewardene conveyed this to the Parliament on Tuesday. Reading out the determination of the Apex Court, Speaker Mahinda Abeyewardene said accordingly, 27 clauses of the proposed bill are inconsistent with the Constitution. The Transparency International Sri Lanka on the 10th of last month filed a petition with the Supreme Court challenging the anti-corruption bill. The bill was challenged in terms of Article 121 of the Constitution. However, the Speaker said these inconsistencies will cease if the amendments as set out in the determination of the Supreme Court are made to the bill. In addition to the proposed amendments, the determination also noted that the Additional Solicitor General informed the court about planned amendments to several clauses of the bill to address concerns raised by the petitioners. The government drafted new anti-corruption legislation in April after the International Monetary Fund approved a $2.9 billion loan and urged Sri Lanka to address corruption and fraud in the country. Now, Colombo Port City Economic Commission entered into an agreement with the International ADR Centre to establish an independent international commercial dispute resolution centre within the area of its authority. The Colombo Port City Economic Commission revealed this information in a statement released recently. CPCEC said it was a significant milestone in its mission to establish the Colombo Port City Special Economic Zone as a globally competitive business environment. Section 62 of the Port City Economic Zone Act requires it to facilitate the establishment of an international commercial dispute resolution centre for the purpose of resolving disputes between the Commission and authorised persons and residents of the port city. The Dispute Resolution Centre is currently engaged in providing ADR services, or rather known as alternative dispute resolution processes, such as training of arbitrators and mediators. It is done as a joint venture between the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce and the Institute for the Development of Commercial Law and Practice. The International Commercial Dispute Resolution Centre will maintain its Colombo Port City office at its secretariat on the west tower of the World Trade Center building until relocated to the Colombo Port City as infrastructure permits. CPCEC, acting as a single-window investment facilitator, says that they are confident these key measures will position Sri Lanka as a significant contributor to the service export industry within the region. This partnership was achieved with the support of the Ministry of Justice, Prison Affairs and Constitutional Reforms, Ministry of Finance, Economic Stabilization and National Policies, and the Ministry of Investment Promotion. Stay tuned for more stories after this short commercial break.
Connect with SLT Rainbow Pages, your true local surge.
Welcome back here with State of Business. Now, Raigam Viable Sultans PLC, which is the only salt manufacturing company listed in the Colombo Stock Exchange, declared the group's highest ever performance for a financial year. The profits were revealed in the recent provisional financial statements of the group, and a special press conference was held in this regard at RWA's headquarters in Colombo yesterday. The company recorded a profit after tax of 331 million rupees, which 93% increase from the previous financial year. Whereas the Raigam group of companies recorded a profit after tax of 433 million rupees, which is an increase of 101% compared to the previous financial year. Raigam Viable Sultans was established in the year 2005 as a subsidiary of the Raigam group of companies. In 2010, the company was converted to a listed company as Raigam Viable Sultans PLC, opening opportunities to the general public by making an IPO of 80 million shares at the rate of 2.50 rupees per share. Despite fluctuations experienced in the capital market during the recent past, the market price of RW shares has recorded a natural growth backed by performance, net assets, and the integrity of the management. Moving with diversification strategy, RW's ventured into the manufacture of breakfast cereals by establishing the fully owned subsidiary Raigam Viable Cereals Private Limited in 2021. In order to secure the uninterrupted supply and quality of grains, RWC has launched an outgrower scheme in the North Central Province, which benefits around 1,200 farmer families in the region. RWS is also the only manufacturer of pure vacuum dried salt in Sri Lanka, which is mainly used as an input for high-end products. Raigam Viable Sultans chairman Dr. Ravi Leonage revealed the company's plan to establish sultans in 4 parts of the country to fulfill its vision of expanding the industry all throughout the island. He said this during a media briefing to announce the milestone of achieving a record 101% profit for the past financial period in Colombo yesterday.
I would like to highlight some of the key points which we have planned to purpose in the future. The one is the investment that we have already planned and which is underway. And we have asked for about 500-acre land in eastern province to establish another sultans. Then if we would manage to establish a sultan in Batiklo and off Batiklo in between Panam and Tirkovil, where we will have sultans everywhere in the island and all 4 corners, southern, Vayamba, that's in Putlam, and Trincomalee, that area. It's a good climatic condition support. We would think that would support us. But acquisition of the government land surrounding adjacent to sea is very difficult these days. But we have, I think, gone halfway and we're almost in the process of approaching the government approval for that. And therefore, I am not going to talk that much about the venture. But anyway, I think hopefully that will take off in time to come, maybe in a year or so.
Meanwhile, Executive Director Ganaka Amarasinghe encouraged investors to confidently invest in companies such as Raigam, who has shown consistency during the turbulent business environment over the recent past. He said this speaking to the media during the press conference.
If you look at companies like Raigam, listed in the Colombo Stock Exchange, the investors can easily invest in these companies and grab opportunities out of that. They can buy shares and at any moment they can sell that. So these are marketable shares. Whatever the gain you earn from this disposal of shares are totally exempted. No income tax on that, right? And again, when we pay the dividends, so the dividends are subject to the withholding tax. Whatever you get, the shareholder get, is not liable to tax again. So therefore, you can keep the whole amount you get as dividend. Still, there are good opportunities in the share market. So if they correctly analyze the results and the situation of the company, they can go for good investment. And another plus point in our company is our company's share price is always backed by the net asset value. If you analyze the share market, there are a lot of companies, their share price is very much higher than the net asset value. The real value may be 5 rupees, maybe they are traded at 25 rupees. Maybe at any moment that can be collapsed. And also there are companies with big names, but their performance and the net asset value is negligible. But in our case, we have reported, we have mentioned in our press release also, we ended 2022-23 with 788 net asset value. Net asset per share is 788, whereas the price was 690. Our net asset value is always above the share price.
Stay tuned for the stock update.
Connect with the National Business Directory by SLT Mobitel. We are connecting businesses with their existing and potential customers to reach heights, helping at every point. Getting your business listed with the directory locally is the foundation of local SEO and the first step to acquiring more customers. Your true local search empowered through printed directory, digital directory, mobile app, ebook, call center 1212. SLT Mobitel, the connection.
Welcome back. You're with State of Business. Now the stock update. The AUD share price index dropped 24.39 points to close at 8,722.06, and the S&P SL 20 dropped 14.54 points to close at 2,463.82. The turnover was 0.5 billion rupees, and over 19 million shares were traded. Coming up next are forex rates. And with that, we wind up for today. For this and more, subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. Thanks for watching.